Hey guys, my name is Mike Danheim. I'm one of the co-founders here at Sensie app. Really excited to welcome you to the Berkeley Wellbeing Institute Sensie study on mindfulness. First off, thank you so much for participating and being a part of the program. We're really excited about the potential outcomes of this, and we look forward to sharing the data and some of the findings that we have at the end of the week together. So the purpose of this video is to basically do an overview of the application itself of Sensie, the gesture of how Sensie works. It's an active gesture. And then also to go through the protocol for what we're going to be doing each day over the next 7 days during the study. So to do that, to get started, you have an iPhone, you go to the App Store, you download Sensie if you haven't already. And when you open Sensie, just use the activation code Berkeley, so B as in boy, E-R-K-E-L-E-Y. Berkeley, that was an email I sent, but just in case, there it is. And you put that into the app, and the app will open up. And when it does, it'll bring you right to this page, which is pretty much the home page. You'll notice that there's this circle with a play button in it, and that is actually this video that we're recording right now. And if you swipe to the right, you'll actually see the full protocol that we're going to be doing each day. So each day consists of a pre-exercise check-in, the mindfulness activity, video, and then the post-exercise check-in. So if this is the first time you just open it, you go ahead and push play, which I'm assuming you're doing if you're watching this. And you push play, the video opens, and it plays right inside your app. Whenever it's done playing and you want to get out of it, you have all the controls there. You can just push done, and it brings you right back to the same place you started. After you've watched the video and you want to go ahead and begin, or whenever you're starting your daily routine, you just slide it over, and there is your pre-exercise check-in. So pre-exercise check-in is where we start. This is in order for how you start the routine. So you do pre-exercise check-in, you do the mindfulness exercise, which is watching the video and following his instruction, and then you do the post-exercise check-in. So we'll start with the pre-exercise check-in. You just push the circle, and it opens up, and it says calibrate for balance. So we have to calibrate Sensie before we can use her, and so to do that, it's a her, I guess. So before we do that, we have to know the gesture. So when you open up Calibrate for Balance, you'll notice that it is a triple whip. So something to take note of here is all of the movement is coming from the wrist. Notice how the elbow is isolated; it's not moving. So you really want to imagine that you are throwing a whip out. So with a whip, you really crack it, and it's 3 times. It's always 3 whips. So 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and practice right now if you want. Just 1, 2, 3. All the movement from the wrist, really crack it. If you never cracked a whip, maybe you've cracked a towel. Typically that's from the side. We're not doing it from the side. But what's useful here is when you crack a towel, it's the same thing where you kind of whip your wrist. Same thing with this, but instead of from the side, we're coming from the top. 1, 2, 3. Right? So 1, 2, 3. So that is the gesture. And we'll go to calibration. So to calibrate, we say, okay, I've got it. And then it starts. So you notice down here at the bottom, there's a counter. For every activity you're in, it will show you how many asks or how many questions are associated with it. It'll show you the timeline. And you'll notice we're on number 1 here. So when we want to start, we push start. And you notice the circle, how it's going around. That's a timer. So if I don't complete the exercise within that time frame of the circle, you'll get gesture not detected. You also get gesture not detected if you do too many whips or not enough whips. So if you do 4 or 5 whips, you get gesture not detected. If you do 1 or 2 whips, gesture not detected. So if you ever get that screen, just know it's an indicator that you need to do only 3 whips. So if you land here, it's okay. You just say try again, and you come right back to your start page, and we begin. So we're right now I'm calibrating for balance. So I'm going to say yes each time I whip. So I push start. Yes, yes, yes. I do 2 more. So you notice in the timeline it advances to 2. Push start. Yes, yes, yes. Also something that's really important is connecting with what you're saying. So really feeling connection to what you're saying, being present with it. So don't be doing the gesture while talking to your significant other or reading emails. You need to be present with what you're saying. So I'll do it again. Then my 3rd and final one. Push start. Yes, yes, yes. Completes. And now we move in to calibrate for imbalance. So Sensie needs to get a view of you while you're in a state of imbalance. And for that, we'll say no each time we whip. So I say, okay, I've got it. The start comes up, same thing, 3 counter. And I push start. No, no, no. Really being present. Another one. No, no, no. And then one more. No, no, no. Good one. Now we come to signal strength. Sensie signal strength. So you don't have to worry about in this exercise your signal strength. There's no need to optimize. So whatever it is, it's fine. And you just push down the bottom, this button here at the bottom that says okay, continue. And now we're into the protocol, which are the questions. So there's 9 pre-check-in questions and there's 9 post. Once you've calibrated, you move through these really fast. So you'll notice it says up here, state, I'm in balance and take a Sensie. Also below it, you'll see a little helpful description which says, relax and let go. Let the gesture be natural. This is just to tune in and see if you're in balance. So we really let go of any outcome here. We're just kind of being curious. We don't want any results. We're just going to make the statement and then connect the gesture. So at the bottom, I say, okay, I've got it. Remember, I'm going to say I'm in balance. So in the calibration, we push start, and we actually said yes, yes, yes each time we whip. Now when we're asking questions, we'll actually say it before pushing start. So I'm going to declare, instead of asking if I'm in balance, I say I am in balance, and I push start. So I'm in balance. Nice. Moves on to the next one. State, this is an appropriate inquiry at the moment, and take a Sensie. So I click the button down here. Okay, I've got it. And then it comes up. This is an appropriate inquiry at the moment. Start. There they are, 3 whips. And then the third page says connect to feelings of happiness and take a Sensie. So feelings of happiness, it's like a muscle actually. The more you try and do this, the more you'll be able to generate feelings of happiness. Something that can help is to think of a memory, a positive memory or something you really enjoyed, some activity that you really enjoy doing. And as you think about that activity, see yourself in it and see if you can generate those feelings of happiness. And if you can't, it's okay. Stay with it. I encourage you to stay with it because you might be able to. But if you're unable to, something that helps is just smiling. So just put a smile on, really big smile, and hold that smile the entire time, and you can go right into the whip for the feelings of happiness. I push start, and I whip. And I actually feel happy if I'm smiling. And the question here says, how did you feel? Happy, unhappy, no feelings. So I say, I felt happy. So there's a feedback form for the feeling one. Helps us with our data on the other side. Next one is connect to feelings of being unhappy and take a Sensie. So an unfortunate one, but we need to see both sides. Same thing as happiness. I think of something that makes me unhappy or has made me unhappy in the past. And if I'm unable to think of something, or if I'm unable to connect to a feeling of unhappiness, I can just pout, right? So you can do the facial embodiment of unhappy. I'm trying to frown, actually. I think my frown is more pout, so it's like a... I'm not very good at this one, but the important part is that you really do it. If I'm laughing, it's not going to come through right. So I'll do the frown, or pout, and I say, okay, got it. I actually feel kind of unhappy. So when we come here, how did you feel? Happy, unhappy, no feeling. I'm going to push unhappy because I did feel unhappy. We're not going to leave you in that state, so we're going to do one more time, connect to feelings of being happy or feelings of happiness and take a Sensie. So we'll do one more time. So I'll just smile because that was pretty instantaneous for me. So I'm smiling. I say, okay, got it. And then I push start. Oh, low battery. So I push start. And I triple whip with the smile on my face. And feelings again. How did you feel? I felt happy. State, here we go, and I say my name is, and I triple whip. So I state, my name is Mike, 3 whips. And then the next one is state, my name is, a name that is opposite gender, and one that is very different from your own. So I would say, my name is Roxanne, start. Awesome. And then the next one is, second to last one, it's not in my best interest to perform this exercise. I push OK, got it? It's not in my best interest to perform this exercise. Start. Awesome. Last question. State, it's in my best interest to perform this exercise. I push OK, got it? It's in my best interest to perform this exercise. Start. Boom, we finished the pre-exercise check-in. So once we've got through those questions, we just swipe over to the right. There's the mindfulness video, so you literally just push play. And you can put some earbuds in if you want to listen to his voice. The nice part about this video is that it has both. It has audio. Turn it on. It has audio. You can probably hear it. And video. So if you are, I'm going to pause it.
Close your eyes.
So if you're in an office and you don't have earbuds and you can't listen, you can actually just push play, place it in front of you, and watch the instructions, and then follow his prompt to do a mindfulness activity. Once the video is complete, you can hang out for maybe another minute or so in the mindfulness activity. And then after that minute's up, after the whole thing is complete, you'll just come back out. It'll bring you here. And you swipe one more time to the post-exercise check-in, which is the final series of questions. You open that, and notice I don't have to calibrate. It just goes right to the 9 questions. And you do the gestures for all 9 after doing the mindfulness activity. So really important, you do the pre-exercise activity, we do the mindfulness activity, and then we do the post-mindfulness activity, which is the questions, the last series of questions I showed. I timed myself, and I was able to do it in 8 minutes, so it's pretty quick. And it feels pretty nice, actually. I felt pretty calm after doing it. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me a note. Otherwise, every morning we'll send an email just as a gentle reminder to tune in. I suggest doing this in the morning as soon as you wake up, just because as the day starts, it takes a course of its own, and sometimes it can be hard to find time. So try to set aside, 10 minutes in the morning where you guys can sit down and, bust through this. Any questions, feel free to shoot me a note, Mike at sensieapp.com. Also, I will be on air on Monday, our warm-up day, at 1:30 p.m. EST. There's a Google Hangout link coming via email. So feel free to join me if you have any questions and want to speak to me directly. Otherwise, shoot me an email. Very grateful for your participation in this. We look forward to sharing all the results with you guys. Hope this finds you doing well. Sending lots of love from Miami.